Hello YouTube, thanks a lot for joining in. In this video, I'll go over a very popular C++ assignment and midterm question that you might get on your exam. In this program, we ask the user to enter a dollar value, and then we turn that dollar value into change based on the number of quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies it will give out to the user. And this is a relatively simple program, just the logic behind it is a bit tricky to get. So we will learn this today. We start off by making a new double amount. It's a double variable, and then we ask the user to input this amount, which is relatively simple as well, CIN amount. But just to give the program a bit of a human touch, what we do is we just print a simple message. So please enter the dollar amount. And then we can just hit End L to get into the next line, and now we have the value entered by the user. Now moving on, what we have to do is we have to actually create an integer, and I can explain why is that. Basically, the amount value we got by the user, we multiply it by 100, and we do that is basically, let's say for example, if the user gave us, for instance, 10.67, we want to multiply that by 100, so we have 1067. This way the 1067 number is a lot easier to work with as we calculate the number of quarters the user gives out. So we can make another integer, we can call it quarters, and in this case we just take 1067 and we divide it by 25. This way what happens is that once it's divided by 25, we should have 17 left over, and 17 is the amount of leftover number that we're able to work with. This will make a lot more sense once I actually print the statement. So the number of quarters are, then we can take the new amount we had and divide it, not divisible, divide it by 25, and we can also go and the amount left over is, we can also do this, and in this case the amount left over will be quarters, so I can just paste this right here. We go into the new line, and now I can actually just quickly run this program to show you guys what everything means. So let's say we type in 10.67. So in this case what's happening is that the user enters 1067 and the number of quarters are automatically calculated right here. So once we divide an integer by 25, which is also an integer, it will only give us the number of times we are able to get 25, or the number of quarters we're able to get. The leftover, since it's an integer, it will automatically ignore it, and this number is not really getting saved, so it just prints this. But the quarters number is the number we want to save, because we will be moving on with this number. We will be using it forward to calculate the number of dimes. So the amount left over is 17, which means we have 17 cents left over, and we obviously calculate this by 1067 divisible by 25. Or in this case, I should have actually written new amount here because the program would otherwise be hardwired. My apologies for that. And I can create a new integer, call it dimes, and in this case we have the quarters. This is the updated value. We take this, and now this, in this case we will be dividing it by 10. So I can actually just take this statement and paste it here because I am a bit of a lazy programmer. So the dimes will end up here, the new amount will end up right here, but instead of new amount, quarters is our updated value, which we will be using moving forward. And this is the last thing we need to change. And just to double check our program, I will run this one more time. So again, 10.67, and as things should make sense, since 17 was the leftover amount, out of 17 cents we're only able to get 1 dime, and the leftover is 7 cents. I'll fast forward the video a little bit at this point, and I will pause the video and just do the rest for you guys right here. So here we are, guys. I'm done with the code, and now we'll run it yet again. So 10.67, and this is the kind of answer we were expecting. After we give out 42 quarters, we're left with 17 cents. We give out a dime, we're left with 7 cents. We give out 1 nickel, we're left with 2 cents, and 2 cents can only be fulfilled with 2 pennies, and the leftover change is 0, which means the program is up and running and good to go. Hopefully this video was helpful, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.